New reporting from Politico today points to a broad concerted effort between Donald Trump and his allies who are preparing to enter Christian nationalism in his next administration, should he win a second term. Politico reports the person leading this effort is Russell Vought, president of the Center for Renewing America think tank, a leading group in a conservative consortium preparing for a second Trump term. Now, Vought sees his and his organization's mission as a renewing of consensus of America as a nation under God, per a statement on CRA's website. Freedom of religion would remain a protected right, but Vought and his ideological brethren would not shy from using their administration positions to promote Christian doctrine and imbue public policy with it. Joining me now is Heidi Przybyla, national investigative correspondent for Politico. Heidi, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for making time for us. So, Russell Vought, he served as Trump's director at the Office of Management and Budget. He is named as a possible contender to be Trump's chief of staff in a possible second term. How has Vought gained this level of influence with Donald Trump?
And that is why we're writing about Vought, because he is the one with the influence. We know that he speaks with Trump regularly, and we've already seen Trump echo some of his ideas, for instance, in terms of withdrawing from NATO. Russell Vought, we know, has very strong opinions on the border. He says that Jesus was not an open border person. But this goes beyond that, Eamon, and that is why we're writing this story, because the Christian nationalism that we're talking about is also influenced by a person named William Wolf, who we know Russell Vought is close to. He's also a former Trump official, and his ideas are much more extremist. We're talking about here not just isolationism, immigration. We're talking about ending same-sex marriage, abortion, reducing access to contraceptives, but also surrogacy, no-fault divorce, sex education in public schools. These are things that William Wolf has already written about. He's retracted a number of tweets that he's put out about these issues, but we know that he is an inspiration for Russell Vought, that they are very close, and that according to the documents that we obtained, the difference between where we've been in the past with Christian nationalism and religion influencing conservatives is that they have an actual plan, right? We're talking about bullet points to make this a top priority in administration, which is why we're kind of drilling down on specifics of what this could possibly mean beyond what Russ has said publicly, Eamon.
And the interesting thing here, Heidi, is that Russell Vought's Center for Renewing America think tank is really not the only group focused on Trump's second term. You've outlined a little bit more about the personalities, but you've also got more prominent ones, more visibly known ones, like the Heritage Foundation, which has now been involved in this Project 2025, an effort to uproot the so-called deep state bureaucracy. In what ways do their interests overlap, if at all?
It's really good that you brought that up, because Russ is advising Project 2025. Project 2025 has a number of these groups on their board, and they say in their mandate for leadership, which is like a 900-page document, that they explicitly want to put God and Christianity back into civic life in America. And they have some pretty specific ideas here. I would point your attention to two pieces of this puzzle in Project 2025, which is really kind of like the roadmap. They want to do a lot through the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the FDA, when it comes to, we know, the abortion pill, potentially withdrawing approval of that, contraceptive coverage. And then you also have groups like the Ethics and Public Policy Center, which have been openly targeting issues like IVF, as well as hormonal birth control. Now, this may come as a shock to folks who are listening right now, because we've always talked in Christian conservative circles about just like a couple of issues like abortion and same-sex marriage, that this would go so far as to target issues like reducing access to contraception. But this is not fringe, Eamon. We're already seeing this in the influencer community, in circles like Turning Point USA, which held a recent conference for young women where they said, look, you need to ditch your hormonal birth control. It's not healthy. They also talked about criticizing daycare, for instance. And if you look at kind of the roots of a lot of this, there's a belief in Orthodox Christian communities that the family has been breaking down over the past decades, and that at the heart of this, at the root of it, was the sexual revolution, which was based on access by women to hormonal birth control.
Yeah, and you're starting to see some of those signals make their way to the Supreme Court, even with the headline that we read earlier in the show from Samuel Alito questioning whether same-sex marriage remains legal or should remain legal in this country. Heidi Przybyla, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and for your excellent reporting.